Hello, you guys. Today we're going to be working with positive and negative space. Positive space is where something is filled. Negative space is the space around it. Here's an example of a Christmas tree I've already done, where the positive space is the white of the Christmas tree. The negative space is all the space around it and inside of it. To start, you're going to fold over your white piece of paper, and then using a pencil, begin to draw the general shape that you want your tree to be. If you want it to be a Christmas tree, you would draw a star at the top, or if you wanted to have a star at the top, I should say, it would look like this, where it's half of a star. I should say, this project is very easy to change out. If you don't want to make yours a Christmas tree, you can just as easily make it a winter or an evergreen tree. You can put icicles on it instead of ornaments. So this is really adaptable. I've worked starting in the top at an angle till I got to the corner of my paper. Be sure to draw a trunk and any land or bottom that you have. You'll notice this tree that I drew is very different from the other tree, right? The other one had more zigzags back and forth. This one is more of an exaggerated shape that you would see. It's really up to you what you choose to draw. However, I do want to challenge you, right? So here's you can see the differences. So I'm adding candles to mine, I did. For this new one, I'm going to do ornaments. But I do want to challenge you to try to draw something inside the tree that you'll have to also cut out. This is all about hand-eye coordination and being careful, neat cutters. Once you're happy with the rough outline of your Christmas tree or your evergreen tree, whichever you choose, begin cutting it out. When I cut, the best way I can do is to keep my scissors in the same direction, and actually I move the paper the most, and you'll see the paper is what I move so that my scissors pretty much stay in the same direction, and that allows me to have greater control. I get rid of big chunks first, and then I slowly start shaving away and going around. Start with the outside of your tree. When you're ready to cut the inside, first fold your paper and create a little tiny hole that you can wedge your scissors in, and then slowly from there, you can begin cutting around and making the space inside bigger. You can also cut along the fold. That will only give you one instead of two ornaments. Or if you're like me and you were doing candles, or you can do square ornaments, or you can do icicles if you're making an evergreen tree that you would find in nature. You could even, if you wanted to, take some of that extra white paper and probably create some like birds that are around the tree as well. It's really up to you, but this should take you at least 20 minutes of cutting real carefully. Make it neat and as clean as you can. I can't wait to see what trees you come up with. What I love about this is that when I open up my tree, the biradial symmetry makes it so that both sides are the same. They're even. I'll show you my other one again. And you can see they're both different style of tree. One's more like cartoon with the very like straight edges, and one was going for a more natural look. Both are fine, however you want to do your tree. Now, all that's left is to carefully glue all those edges of your tree and make sure any little pieces like those ornaments that I have hanging from mine, make sure those get covered so that they don't rip off later. Then, when you've got it covered, carefully flip it onto your black piece of paper, or if you have a different color, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be black, just a different color paper. Line it up at the bottom first. See, it took me a second too. And then press it down and flip it over to give it a nice seal. Okay? When you've done that, you're all finished with your positive and negative space Christmas tree or regular tree, however you would like to make it.